Here in this next video about the Warhammer universe, we are going to shift from spaceships and venture into the grim dark of the 40K's humongous entities and monsters. Well, if you like void ships and titans, then check out our channel, there are a lot of videos about them. But watch this video first. So let's get to it, boys. At 15 we have the Crocs. The Crocs were the original genetically engineered orcs created by the old ones to serve as their foot soldiers in the War in Heaven, a massive conflict against the Necrons and their Katan overlords. The Crocs stand 12 meters tall and were said to be even larger and stronger than modern beasts and prime orcs, and were also much more intelligent and disciplined. They were considered to be a highly effective fighting force, capable of taking on even the most powerful foes in the galaxy. 14. The Hierophant Biotitan. Also known as the Tyrannicus giganticus, this is the most commonly deployed strain of Tyranid Biotitan, the organic equivalent of the massive war engines often called the Titans that are employed by the Imperium of Man and other Xenos races. Hierophants are immense, hideous creatures towering over any opponent and bristling with spines, tendrils, and Tyranid symbiote weapons. They are amongst the largest Tyranid bioforms, standing at 13.45 meters, or more than 43 feet in height. Number 13. The Squigots. These are essentially enormous squigs, which are small fungus creatures that are used by orcs as a source of food and explosive weapons. Squigots are often used by orcs as living tanks or mobile fortresses. They are typically ridden into battle by orc war bosses and are heavily armored, with thick hides that can shrug off even the most powerful weapons. They are highly prized by war bosses who will go to any length to acquire one and train them for battle. Number 12. The Harridan Biotitan. These are massive creatures likened to the drakes, dragons, and wyverns of ancient Terran legend. They are the largest bioform capable of atmospheric flight, soaring through a planet's skies on vast leathery wings. This creature's fearsome armament of biocannons makes it capable of attacking just about any target on the field of battle, from air-to-air combat to land strike capabilities. Some are huge, upwards of 30 meters in length and with a sizable wingspan of 40 meters wide. Number 11. The Abominatus. Although this one originally was a Titan god engine, specifically an Emperor-class Titan, its fusion with a greater demon of Khorne from the warp transformed it into a devilish abomination made out of metal and flesh combined together. Abominatus is one of the most terrifying of all the servants of the blood god Khorne. When it walks, the ground shakes beneath its steel-shod feet, and the enemies of the blood god quail in fear. Its height is stated to be over 95 feet or over 312 feet in height. Number 10. The Prisoner of the Emerald Cave. The Prisoner of the Emerald Cave is a monstrous demon of Nurgle, an eldritch entity in every sense of the word. This greater demon of Nurgle was originally sealed away by 300 Grey Knights with the support of 250,000 Imperial Guardsmen, of which the survivors of that campaign numbered less than 20 Grey Knights and none of the Guardsmen, along with all of the tanks destroyed. It was so large that it could crush tanks, even the super heavies, with its foot. It is able to spew out legions of disease-filled demons to attack and overcome any enemy, especially the Imperium. The Prisoner is said to be over 100 meters tall. At number 9 we have the Katan Void Dragon, a shard of it. According to the lore, the Void Dragon, an unbroken one, or Magladroth as his name is originally, is one of the most powerful Katan in all of existence, and it is said to be capable of devouring entire stars and draining entire galaxies of their energy. In terms of size, the Void Dragon is often depicted as being massive, dwarfing even the largest of the Warhammer40K's ships and towering over armies of soldiers. But as a shard, that was also known as the Dragon of Mars, it was sealed away by the Emperor in a titanic battle. But even as just a fraction of its wholeness as one shard, a small fraction, it was said to fit inside an entire cliff gorge, so around 500 meters to 1 kilometer in size. Number 8. The Foul Spawn. The Foul Spawn was one of the most diseased and disgusting of all Nurgle's champions. Grandpa Nurgle did a good one on this. It was said that the sight of him was so horrifying that even the most hardened warriors who saw him were rendered incapable of any action, like they were in shock. Many Chaos spawns usually die within minutes or hours of their transformation, maybe even days or weeks at the most. But this creature still lives on, having grown to the size of a mountain, eating anything in sight. It was banished by Mortarion as he was unable to kill it due to the demon being a champion of his lord Grandpa Nurgle. Number 7. The Tyranid Bio and Hive Ships. These are massive living organisms used by the Tyranid race, or swarm, to transport their forces and launch planetary invasions and assaults. They act as nodes for the hive mind to direct the swarm around them and serve as also starborn factories to churn out the endless Tyranid swarms and bioforms. They are living creatures, bred and bioengineered specifically for space travel and warfare. They are estimated to be around 6 to 24 kilometers in length, depending on whether it is a bioship or a hive ship. Number 6. The Fenris Kraken. This is the most powerful and terrifying and the largest of all the marine life forms that inhabit the turbulent ocean world or the depth world called Fenris. Similar to a cephalopod in shape but far larger in size and more aggressive in nature, a Fenris Kraken can grow to be around 8 kilometers long, just the head or the body, with tentacles 4 times that length, which means 32 kilometers or more. This kraken has an egg that is 15 meters or 50 feet wide and was theorized to be a feral Tyranid bioform that lost its connection to the main hive and continued growing in the depth world of Fenris. Number 5. Another kraken, but this one is called the Void Kraken. This is a gargantuan space-based life form that exists in the void of space. This kraken appears to be solitary and reproduced by dividing itself, much in the same fashion as amoebas or single-cell microbes. They are almost certainly some form of silicon-based creature without blood, bone, or fluid to keep them alive. It's still a mystery as to how they live. Since they attack Imperial and other alien spaceships, they would be far larger than those ships that they attack. So they would be around 50 to 100 kilometers, or the size of a medium asteroid. Number 4. Comus the Tyrant Star. Comus is said to be the harbinger, a herald of the encroaching darkness. It is said to be an entity that appears as a black sun or a halo of black flame. This preternatural harbinger is represented by an unholy rune, best described as a clawed bird's foot. The Tyrant Star is thought to be a ghost image of some stellar body in the Immaterium, or yet it is another godly entity said to appear in the near future as death itself manifests. Nevertheless, it is said to be the size of a black dwarf star, smaller than Terra but around the size of a habitable world. Number 3. The Void Whales. Void whales are gargantuan beasts, massive in size, nearly 12,000 miles or 20,000 kilometers. These warp spawn entities are their own ecosystems and are home to various other insidious creatures within them. Void whales tend to swim around the blackness of space, sometimes also navigating the unnatural tides of the warp. At such a size, they are easily one of the largest life forms, if not the largest, in the Warhammer universe aside from these other 2 entries. Number 2. The Unbroken Katan Star Gods. The Katan are ancient and powerful beings, one of the first to evolve in the galaxy, around the same time as the old ones, who were once known as star gods that fed on the energy of stars. They later consumed souls. They once were worshipped by the Necrontyr, the precursors of the Necrons, and then by the transformed robotic undead Necrons. They were then later shattered by the Necron servants themselves, who used their shards to create powerful weapons and armors. The Katan were once said to be the size of large planets and even bigger than stars in their unbroken form. And number 1. The Chaos Gods. There are 4 of them. Khorne is the god of blood and war. He is often depicted as a large humanoid with horns and is said to be the largest of the Chaos Gods. Nurgle is the god of decay and disease and is associated with death and entropy. Tzeentch is the god of change and sorcery and is associated with manipulation and cunning, and is also the god of change. Slaanesh is the youngest. She or he or it is the god of excess and pleasure and is associated with hedonism and indulgence. Slaanesh is often depicted as a beautiful androgynous figure and is said to be the smallest of the Chaos Gods. But then again, their sizes are indeterminate since they can change or be whatever size they want to be. So with that, we come to the end of this video. Do hit that like button for support and subscribe, but most of all, smash that bell icon for regular updates on new videos here on this channel. Till the next one, take care, boys.